stopped doing it. And that was 20 years ago.
Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order. At this time, we're going to roll call. Everybody's here in attendance, so there's no regrets for tonight. And at this time, we're now going to pause to seek guidance. All right, everybody's got the agenda before them. Is there any additions or deletions? Hearing none, can I have a motion to approve the agenda? Seconder?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, approved. The next on the agenda is a presentation from Sonia Smith from Home Warming Program. Can I have a motion for Sonia to come forward to do her presentation? Seconded?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, approved. Welcome, and thank you for coming tonight.
Hello, everyone. So as you'll notice, I left a little business card on your desk, and so we didn't want to throw away the old card, so I've taken over from Michael McKay, in case any of you guys have met Michael in the past, if he's been here to do a presentation for you. So I just kind of scratched out his name and wrote mine, just to use them up before I order new ones. So I just wanted to drop by and visit with you guys for 10-15 minutes about our home warming program. I know most of you already are familiar with the program, but it's always nice as a little reminder because it is a 10-year program. We are only on year number 4, so we will have another full 6 years left for the program. So how the program works is, in order to qualify, they must meet a certain income level. Income levels run for one person, $21,487 or less. For 2 to 4 people, $39,926, and 5 or more people, $56,861. So they own their own home, meet this income criteria, and then they qualify for what we call a home energy assessment appointment. And that's where we'll go into the home and we'll basically provide an energy assessment on the home, put the big blower, fan in the doorway, and try to figure out in their home where they could possibly be losing heat. So once...
Go
ahead.
Is that no fee?
There is no fee. It is $0 from beginning to end of the program as long as they qualify and meet the income criteria. So after we provide that energy assessment, we then sit down with the homeowner and discuss with them all of the results that come back from that test. The R rating, where the test is telling us that they're losing heat, could be through the roof, could be through the basement, it could be through some windows and doors. Then we discuss with the homeowner what we are able to provide to make that better for them. Now, it is different for every single home because, of course, every single home is a different size and in different shape, different age, so it varies. So we don't have a set budget per home, and we don't talk about the things that we can offer until we're actually right at that point with the service. In most cases, we are offering insulation, blown-in insulation, batt insulation, caulking and sealing. I have seen where we've replaced bathroom fans because it's not sucking up the moisture properly and it would cause some mold issues in the home. I've seen us replace thermostats, the old style, with programmable thermostats to help the homeowner maintain their temperature in their home a little better. I've also seen us install heat pumps at no charge to the homeowner. But this is not something that we really share with the residents due to the fact that it does, if they don't get one, they get upset with us. And a lot of times people think if I apply for this program, I'm going to get a free heat pump. And unfortunately, that is not the case. But if the test tells us that the home could really benefit from having a heat pump, there is a very good possibility that we will install one for that homeowner. Okay, so we do approximately 660 homes yearly for electrically heated homes, and a little over 1,500 for all of the other types of heat, being oil, coal, gas, wood, pellet stove, whatever other type of heating sources are available. We have about 6 energy advisors that are working in the province right now just for mainland Nova Scotia, and then we have 3 that work in Cape Breton. And basically it takes anywhere from 8 to 10 months right now. We have a waiting list of 8 to 10 months for folks to get on. but we're really trying to make sure that we're reaching the really rural areas where they don't have internet access, maybe seniors that aren't able to get out and around. So we're looking for any kind of events that we can attend to promote. I am already set up for the Digby Scallop Days. I've already booked for the Wharf Rat Rally in hopes that I'm going to get a lot of locals. The Acadian Festival, I'm booked for that also. So if there's any other events you guys think of that you think would benefit from having someone there like myself, set up a small table, just be there to answer questions. I encourage our seniors to call me and ask me questions because I know that a lot of our seniors are very worried that this is not a free program, that they will get a bill or it's some type of scam. So, I do encourage people to call me so that we can talk to them and explain to them why it's a free program, explain to them, how we get funded, that sort of thing. And as you guys know, we are funded for all of the, other than electric, we're funded by the province. And for electrically heated homes, we're funded by Nova Scotia Power. So it's a pretty amazing program. We've been able to help just an extreme amount of people so far to date. And we're really hoping that we'll be successful with capturing the rest of the folks who were missing along the way, because we are now struggling a little bit with finding participants, believe it or not, with such a wonderful program. And part of it could be that our income levels are not meeting some of that criteria. I know that I have been attending the free tax clinics that are held at the libraries and the YMCAs and whatnot, and there, for one person there, it's $30,000, so our number's quite a bit. It's about $9,000 less. At this time, we're not able to increase those numbers. We do base them on the statistics numbers. So, but we are hoping that as time moves forward, that we might be able to increase them somewhat once we can show them that we've gotten that income bracket. We might need to increase it a little bit to capture the rest of the folks out there.
Have you been to our senior Dartford on our senior day? We have anywhere approximately 80 to 100 seniors.
Wow, no, I didn't even know about that.
That's on again this week on Thursday.
Okay, and where's that held at?
At the arena.
Okay.
Well, for the curling club, but
And what kind of event is it?
Well, we put on bingo. They had different card games they play.
Oh, wow.
I always help serve lunch and
Okay.
run around and do whatever I'm asked to do.
So it's kind of like a whole day of events for the seniors to come out.
They like to, some of them clear out 1 o'clock, others stay
Okay.
till 3.
Right. And do you have people come and do presentations or do anything?
we do.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And how often do you do it, Linda?
Every month.
So it's
Third
once a month.
Thursday of every month.
Third Thursday of every month.
So you
Okay.
need to talk to Cindy O'Neill though.
Okay.
So if you want to just after or.
Yeah, I can gather the information
Yeah,
from you.
because they're all seniors.
Yes, yes. And we are finding that more and more seniors are renting, but even still, I don't mind talking to renters because we are hoping that we can make this program available to renters in the future. We just want to make sure that we can find a way so that the landlord can pass the savings on to the renter. If they're including the heat in the rent, then we want to make sure that the renter is going to benefit from us being able to provide a service. So we need to figure out a way to make that work. So we're not sure how quickly that can come to offer to renters. Because there are more and more seniors that are not able to look after their homes, and they are, selling their homes and moving into seniors' homes, or they're renting apartments, or, something that's a little easier to manage. So.
Is there a way to get a couple more of these? One of the best ways on the island to get things around is to stick on ferry.
Most definitely, I've got all kinds for you, David.
Just-
I was hoping you'd take some.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, no,
Thanks much,
perfect.
if you don't mind.
That's wonderful. Yeah, any other questions, guys? There's really not much more I can tell you about the program other than that it is absolutely amazing. I've heard so many wonderful stories now from folks, and just, how appreciative they are, how much warmer their homes are. It breaks my heart to hear of anyone having to not buy groceries to put heat in their home or not be able to buy their medication because they need to put heat in their home first. And
Have absolutely no heat too.
yeah, or go with no heat and be freezing.
if you fill this out with somebody that qualifies, how quick do they get a response?
It's usually about a 2-week turnaround. So the address to mail the application is right on the very front to Darla Purdy. And once Darla receives the application, she will contact the homeowner and let them know that she's received the application and it's been approved by letter. And then they'll receive a phone call from us letting them know approximately when we'll be able to book an appointment for them.
Okay.
And then we'll follow up with that phone call to see when they're available for the appointment. We've also had I probably have a list of about 100 people who at the last minute backed out and decided that they didn't want to participate in the program. And again, I'm not quite sure why that is yet. I've got a little project that I'm going to do and start phoning these folks and, do a little survey with them to see if we can determine why. So, if you hear any comments from any of your community members, any negative, like if you could share those with me, because we're just trying to figure out why would people, it is free, 100%.
Can I ask, were they actually in the person's home?
No.
This was after the fact?
No, nothing
Because
has been done yet.
I'm going to tell you, for someone to come into my mother's home, and she's a senior,
Yes.
It wouldn't matter if you had a little paper in your hand, that may not get you in her door.
Right.
Like we had Clean Nova Scotia come in, and
Yes.
the only reason was we could tell Mom who he was, the whole 9 yards,
Mm-hmm.
and they came in and did a whole bunch of stuff,
They did all that.
which was great.
Yes.
But he would never have got in. Yeah.
Just-
And a
just
lot of
knocking on the
seniors
door.
are afraid.
Yeah.
They're plain afraid.
And I think
it's
you're
the man
absolutely right.
coming in the door usually,
Yes, it is.
and I don't mean it negatively.
Nope. Yep.
I mean,
No, I agree with you 100%, and that's why I want to talk to the seniors. I call me. I want them to call me so that I can give them a peace of mind, and I would even, if we have,
do they have?
yep, they wear home warming shirts. Most of them have a jacket also with it on them.
Picture ID,
A picture ID to state who they are. Yeah.
I wonder if you talked to our senior rep, or senior citizen safety, Don Thomas.
Yes, I've talked with
And
Don before.
do an article or something, have a picture of
Mhm.
Guy and your logos. That may help too.
Yeah.
She can
We have
inform these
home warming
seniors
stories,
if
yeah.
they are approached by these people, because I see where Linda's going.
Oh, yeah.
People are
I agree.
trained not to take at the door.
Yes.
But that may help
Yes.
a little bit too. They know Don knows them,
Right.
things through you, and
Yeah.
that could help.
They're afraid. They're afraid of
They are
who's
afraid.
coming in, especially if you watch any kind of TV and you watch W5 and all those. My mother's, that's the kind of stuff she watches.
Mhm.
And like in Ontario, what happened to all those homeowners and.
I know. It is. It's horrible. There are so many people out there, and it's not even the seniors anymore. It's my age group. They're trying to scam, it's crazy, the scams that are out there. My daughter, the other day, she moved back from Alberta a year and a half ago, and she received an email, and it said it was from Alberta Justice telling her that she owed them $3,800 for a legal aid lawyer. She said, what? The only thing I ever got in Alberta was a parking ticket, Mom. I don't know what's going on. And I said, well, dear, if it's real, it would be noted on your Canada Revenue account because it's the government. So if you owe money to any department in the government, it's going to be noted on there. So we contacted Canada Revenue Agency and absolutely nothing. It was a scam. But it looked legit. It looked real. I mean, this looked like a real email from Alberta Justice System.
Well, I called the mounties because I got a thing that I had was speeding and they had clocked me, and it just
Didn't make sense.
And plus, I was thinking, where was I speeding? If I'm going to speed, I speed in the 30s. I don't speed in the 100s.
No.
Or the 50s, I should say. And they said, Linda, it's a scam.
Yeah.
It's a scam.
It's a scam. She only speeds where the school children are, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah. That's Linda for you.
Couldn't help myself.
No.
School zones only. Is what I should say.
I agree with you 100%. And right now, we don't have any female energy advisors. They're all males. So I understand the concern for any, single woman, whether she's a senior or not, having a strange man come to their home. And that's the other reason I like to talk to the seniors and to even single women, to let them know, have a neighbor come and stay with you or a family member. Or if that's not possible, call us. We'll see if we can send, someone from our office to be with the energy advisor so that there's more than one person, so that you're not uncomfortable and feeling as though, Because it can be, a little invasive. This appointment takes anywhere from 2 to 4 hours depending on the size of the home, because they have to, close off doors and windows, and they've got to set up a big blower test, and they go up in the attic, and they do all kinds of testing. So, it takes several hours to complete that. So it's really a great idea just to let people know. Have someone be there with you when the guy comes for your appointment. Make sure that it's a good time for you. Is a weekday better or a Saturday better? We're more than willing to work with residents to make sure that they're comfortable and that they truly benefit from the program. We want everyone to have a happy experience with it. We do a lot of advertising, radio, on TV, through, of course, social media, Facebook, Kijiji. We've got ads everywhere. We've got lots of different home-warming stories with different families that have participated since we started the program in 2014, that are wonderful stories, and just tells a little bit about what we did for those homes. So it gives people the general idea. Everything is accessible on our website. Anyone who doesn't use the internet, I am more than happy to mail them any information or drop it off to their location if doable. I travel around the entire province for both programs that I deliver, the home warming and the ship to shore, which David and Linda are quite familiar with. And so, I try to make myself available as much as possible.
Is there, this program, is there a quota system, like so much in each municipality, or is it whoever comes first?
Whoever comes first, straight across the board.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
You ever heard of anyone down the islands?
Wonderful. And I do know a few people there now, thanks to you guys. So, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I've been delivering the Ship to Shore program, which is a program that educates fishermen on why they shouldn't throw their garbage overboard, and I try to help them find solutions to their waste management issues. So, I mean, I've got a lot of good contacts with a lot of the fishermen throughout our province, so I do kind of rely on them to get me connected with the seniors in their communities and any events that are coming up in their communities. I do try to attend everything that I possibly can attend. These meetings are hard because you all hold them at the same time. I'm right across the province, so I've been having a hard time getting to, I think I'm going to go to Ayrshot next because I haven't been to Cape Breton to a few, but just, really trying to get out there and spread the word as best we can, because that's really the best way to spread it. Is through you guys and through, community members that know everyone, because it makes more sense if you have a senior locally here in your community that can come to one of you guys and they know you, they're going to believe you. They're not going to believe me. They don't know me, and I can't be everywhere at once. So I'm really relying on, everyone that I meet to share these programs as much as possible.
Do you mind if I write up like a truncated version of this important passages?
You're more than welcome, and I have lots of other material. If you're looking for little news blurbs, I've got all kinds. I can send you everything I have.
Okay.
There's also other programs that are available for people who don't qualify for this that are really useful, like your PACE program, like Clean Energy Financing. We also have programs through Efficiency Nova Scotia, where if you are planning to do any upgrades on your home, you can apply for rebates. Also, there's new rebates, I believe, that are going to be coming up the line April 1st. They're going to be announced through our federal government, so there should be even maybe some more, rebates that are available to come back to these folks. And there's also still the, that Linda mentioned, which is called Product Installation Service. That is still available through Efficiency Nova Scotia, where they will come into your home. And no matter if you're a renter, a homeowner, doesn't matter your income, and they will install energy efficient LED light bulbs. They will install a...
Again, I thought it was for, I told people, but I thought it was only for low income.
No, that's for anybody. Anyone at all living in Nova Scotia can apply for that program and get an appointment.
He does the one for John.
Oh, they do? They do fantastic work. I'm trying to... Kevin? Sean. Okay. But these guys, they're great guys. They know their stuff. This appointment only takes anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour, depending on the size of your home. They give you efficient shower heads. They give you night lights, smart power strip for your electronic TV area. They'll change out any of your incandescent light bulbs for the new LED light bulbs that are worth about $10 a piece. It's fabulous. I would encourage anyone who hasn't already taken advantage to take advantage of that before it ends. I'm not sure how much longer the funding will be available for that. And everyone basically paid for that program, just so you know. If you have a Nova Scotia Power account, you were billed for that service for a 5-year period. I think it was only like 1 or 2% on your bill. So you might have seen a charge. It would have said efficiency, Nova Scotia programs, and it would have been $5 or $6, depending on what your power bill was each month. So everyone paid for that service. The home warming service is completely, entirely funded by the province and by Nova Scotia Power, and they are not collecting that back on the power bill or through our taxes in any way. So, you know, that's something else to let people know, because if they haven't taken advantage, they've paid for it. So, you know, it's really worth it to do it. But also keep in mind that if they have if they already have efficient bulbs installed in their home, they are not permitted to take those out and give them the new LED bulbs. So just because I don't want to see people get angry or upset with someone coming.
Say that again.
So if you have old incandescent, so the old style light bulbs, before they started coming out with the efficient ones, so those are the only bulbs they're permitted to change. They're not permitted to change the compact fluorescent, so the curly ones.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Because those are already efficient bulbs, so they're not permitted to change them out. However, we've kind of gotten rid of the compact fluorescents because of the mercury in them. They're a little bit harder to dispose of, you know, because of the hazardous waste. So they've moved on to the LED bulbs, which, you know, can be thrown in the garbage without causing any harm to the environment. So, but the other ones are not.
Well, thank you very much for your presentation.
Very welcome. Very
Can
welcome.
you leave us some extra brochures?
I sure will. I'll leave lots here for you. And did you want to send me that information by email, maybe, Linda, for what you have for that event?
And I just sent it to info@homewarming?
Yeah, you can send it there and I'll get it. Or you have my direct email, Pat Smith. I've emailed you a million times.
Okay.
Just find me.
All right. I'm very bad sometimes when I don't see an
I'll
email
email you
message.
tonight and then that'll jog your memory.
Okay.
I'll leave these for you guys. If you need any more, let me know. I'll be down this way every other week for the next 5 years.
Well,
All right.
you definitely want to get into our senior day.
I really would love to
And
come to
Claire,
that.
and Claire has a senior day as well.
Yes, I think I might have been to the Claire one maybe once before. Through the senior safety program, through Dawn maybe. I did a couple of presentations for them. I'm not sure where, a couple of years ago. Okay. But I will, I'll send out some emails. I'm going to leave some extra business cards here also. And we'll be in touch. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys giving me the time today. Thank you.
Drive careful.
Yes, thank you.
The next thing on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for February the 12th. Can I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
A seconder? All in favor?
Aye.
Unfinished business from the minutes of February the 12th. Is there anything anybody has that they want to raise? Hearing none, CAO report. You've had a chance to read the CAO's report. Are there any questions for the CAO?
Excellent meeting package. Lots of stuff. Lots of info.
Uh,
Did you make it, Jeff? You kind of a happy smile there.
I just want to
No,
say I will not be here for the committee of the whole or the council and TIR and bylaw.
Okay.
I will be in Holland.
Holland.
I leave the 5th and I'll be back like Saturday night, Sunday. So,
Is that a week? No, or 2
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
That'd be no trip.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna go, you.
Do it.
Like a holiday, or you?
Vacation,
No,
vacation.
Oh,
holiday,
wow,
vacation.
I've heard of this.
When
Of course not. Oh, the silly.
No questions for the CAO? If not, then you have the department reports. Is there any questions for the department reports?
Looking good. I like it. Every report for the last half year.
Okay, we're going to move on. Business items, there's no dangers in unsightly tonight. Business items, the first one is funding requests for community grants for the Freeport Community Development Association, the Weymouth Waterfront Development Committee, the Annapolis Royal Historic Gardens, Digby East Fish and Game. I have a,
I also move that we refer these to our policy budget meeting.
a seconder. All in favor? Aye. Approved. The next is funding request from, under festivals and events, Westport Recreation Auxiliary.
Again, I still, go ahead.
I move that the request Westport Recreation Auxiliary be
Seconder.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Approved. The next is funding requests regarding animal control. And,
I
okay,
move that we put this over to our budget meeting.
that's the Foster for Cats by Melissa Camo. So the seconder, all in favor? Aye. Approved. The next one is Maritime NHLers for Kids funding request. And do we have to have this, when do we have to make a decision on this?
I think you never had time, so it was a while. Yeah.
No, I think we're okay, because it's not till this summer.
Yeah, I don't think there's any specific number. Last year, I believe we sponsored
2015.
or was it, yeah, they didn't have it last year. The last time it was here, we sponsored I think one of the golf course, the whole golf course.
A whole.
Tea, yeah. It's a week.
Or tea sponsor.
Tea sponsor. That's what
I guess I move it to the budget process.
So the seconder,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
The next is Segway Nova Scotia.
I'd like to interject, I'd like to make a motion for Linda Gregory to have a Segway.
I don't think so.
Why? Because it'd be fantastic. It'd be so much fun to watch you
You
drive
know
around
what?
your Segway.
I had the opportunity this past week to get on a Segway with a helmet. And I said, are you foolish?
It's because you needed a spandex low wind resistant suit.
I would have needed pillows attached to every part of my body.
Jerry,
All right, with
municipality may not be like looking for use of one of these, but what about like some Warfight rally? Could they be interested maybe in?
I
It
think
has to
when,
be through the municipality, doesn't it?
well, it's not necessarily, but we're going to be talking about Wharf Rally here shortly, so I don't think it's something that they would have on their radar right now.
I will draw that motion.
From what I read from this, it's something that you'd use in a city or a large town where they're trying to go around and do law enforcement or, traffic control, stuff like that. So we don't really have a place for it. It's not a bad idea for a wharf rat, but I don't know, the cost right now might not be.
Yeah, I don't know if they would buy them or if they could rent them, right, but it might be.
How many people around? Like, I think it would be.
Oh, yeah, you can travel.
Have them on the sidewalk.
You have to have a key for
I
it.
can tell you.
Running
Yeah,
over
you
my
might not
place,
use
I'm
one,
just saying.
you might want to use them out in the highway, but, to get from one spot to another would be a lot easier probably with one of those than it would be.
I can tell you the people using them, last week, you wouldn't believe how slick they got.
Okay.
Back and forth and over, and then they had a race. After,
This
two people.
is transformative relationship.
Yeah. Anyway, they're going to be at the FCM, so you get a chance to talk to them. It might be a good opportunity to see if they're interested in coming down for wharf rat, and you can try one out.
I try it.
Okay, we're going to move on. So really, the Segway at Nova Scotia, as far as that goes, I don't think it's something that we're in the position to purchase one of those right now. We're coming to it. It's 4.7. Right now, we're at 4.6 roadside cleanup 4-H fundraiser. I submitted this in because I'd received a request to see whether or not there was any way that the municipality could be involved with some roadside cleanup. I know that we used to do it through Waste Check. There used to be a funding through, I'll go by the old name, RFP used to have a budget line item for doing this type of work. And I do know that other municipalities like Argyle in the past anyway, they've put money into doing roadside cleanup on their own. And so this is something that, you know, I think maybe we could refer to our budget process to determine whether or not.
Maybe we could put aside a little bit of money for helping. What the Waste Check used to do, it was $250 that an organization could earn for so many clicks.
I remember that.
I'd have to check that, I don't remember how many, but it was a great program.
Yeah.
Now, Waste Check will still supply
Bags and gloves and all that.
Yeah, but remember with these cleanups, we are the ones usually come to us, and one of the things we do, that Jeff has never said no to me yet, is allow the tippage to be covered by the municipality.
Okay, yeah, I like that, I like all those ideas.
We're gonna open that up to a lot of other groups too.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I can tell you, Argyle is still doing it, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Because, we just can't afford it on our Waste Check budget, but
That they are doing.
I know they are doing it.
Yeah.
And I believe Claire was looking at it, but I don't want to swear to that. It was one other municipality at Waste Check mentioned it. Jeff, do you remember? Do you remember, George? There was another municipality when Argyle mentioned they were doing that, that they were looking at it.
Anyway, can I
I
have a
think it's a
motion?
great idea, and I'd like to move this to,
Our budget process?
yeah, I think it's.
I'll second it.
Yeah.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Approved. The next on the agenda is Wharf Rat Rally, additional funding 2017-2018 fiscal year.
I didn't get anything on that. Or am I bringing it? Oh, it wasn't? Okay.
Ian McDonald and Ricky Stewart had asked to meet with myself and Linda. We met with them last week to talk to them about the situation they're in right now. And they're in a financial bind at the present time. And they did get some additional funding from the province. I believe they got $20,000. And they're also going to get, I think, for the next 3 years, and 10 more, so they get $30,000. And but they wanted to approach us, and they went as soon as they left here. They were going right downtown to meet with Ben and Tom, to talk to them as well, to see if there was any way possible that we could have any extra money available for them for this year. They've got, you know, they're in a situation that they don't like being in, but it is something that has been a big driver for the area, and they have made changes. They have had to do stuff over the winter to cut their costs, and so this one staff person they've laid her off, and they'd also had looked at maybe even having to move out of the headquarters building because of the rent, because they just don't have the money. But they do have some financial obligations regarding well, they've got some different debts that they have to clean up, and they wanted to know if there's any way possible that we could try to help them in some way. I did ask Linda if we had money available for this fiscal period. We do have a little bit of money left in our community grant program.
And then if you wanted to look at what was left in our youth grants, and we're down to the last 2 days, we have about, in total between the two items, we have about $3,500. Now, Community Cultures and Heritage said they would match whenever they could be provided another.
Every dollar we gave them, they give them another dollar.
That's such a shame. They've told us a few times that it would be the last time that they're visiting us, but you can't say no to hundreds of thousands of people spending money, or tens of thousands of people. So. Yeah, it's a volunteer organization. It's not easy. So do you want a motion for the $3,500 for now? Or do you want to wait for the budget process?
Well, no, this is
urgency to it?
Yeah, it is.
I'll make a motion for $3,500, the combined money from the youth grant, which we have 2 days left, and what was the other one? The grants?
Community grant.
And community grants for $3,500 for the Wharf Rally.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion.
I want to discuss further. give them this additional funding, does that mean they'll still want their 20,000 this summer with, well, with in kind and money?
Probably.
Yes. I'm just having a hard time. I truly am. I know it's a good thing, but I look at Warcraft I look at Scout Days who struggled. I've looked at, you know.
My one down my aisle.
Yeah, I truly have a hard time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very much for Warcraft.
I just
But
want,
my question is,
Yeah.
why are they suddenly so low on money? And I don't remember seeing any of their budget this year.
No, we didn't. I wasn't here that.
So their budget will be presented when we look at
All right,
grants.
sure, not their budget.
We have,
I did not see that this year. They're after their fact, their financial statements, I'm sorry.
yeah, we usually don't get them until we look at their grants for the coming year. Like when they apply their application, they present us with their financials and the budget at that time. And we got them, but we just, until we go to the budget process, haven't reviewed it, but I can.
Well,
I'm struggling
I'm
too.
just trying to struggle.
Well,
I'm not against it, but I'm upset that if we do it for them, do we do it for every other?
Well,
We get a lot of money over the years.
I'd like to just share some more information with you too. They had an economic impact assessment done, and I got a copy of it here. I just want to go over some of the highlights of it.
And it's not just local, that's province-wide. I wish we could get maybe a couple more.
Well, for 2017, they've got down that there were 68,480 people that attended the Wharf Rat Rally. There were 21,870 individuals attending for an average of 3.1 days. So
Wow, that's long.
there were $6.7 million in visitor spending directly attributable to the Digby Wharf Rat Rally. There was 8,020 motorcycles this year. It says here that 74 jobs are directly supported in this area because of the Wharf Rat Rally. $4.9 million boost to Nova Scotia's GDP. $10.4 million in economic activities supported in Nova Scotia, over and above just here. And $2.3 million in taxes supported across Canada. So, those are some of the stats and numbers. They've got where the people rode from, where they came from. The bikes, 1,117 bikes were within a 40-kilometer radius of here, but there were another 4,268 bikes that came in from other parts of Nova Scotia, and the rest of Atlantic Canada had 1,890 bikes here. Long distance, there were 745 bikes for a total of 8,020, and it says here riders per bike, 1.94. I don't know how they come up with that equation, but anyway, there was they averaged it out. And spectators per rider, there was 0.26 visitors. From the total was 0.41. And total spectators, it says 6,394. Total individuals, 21,868. So anyway, I'm trying to say is that I'm like you. I don't like having to be put in this position where we have to look at giving more money than we've already contributed this year, and we will be asked.
And it's the largest amount that they contribute to a festival.
I know,
By fact, yeah.
and it's well, it is, and but it's also the largest event that goes on around here. It's one of the largest events in Nova Scotia actually right now, as far as traffic with the people. Yeah.
I just did want to mention that I think this is the second year, correct me if I'm wrong, Linda, that we reduced our contribution 2 years ago to give some in-kind to help, I guess, with our financial commitment, and that we reduced it by about $5,000, which is really close to the
Down to 13.
20,000.
They're just-
Down to 13.
No, last year we gave them $13,000 in cash.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we cut it back to 13,000.
They'd asked for 15, they gave 13.
Yeah, that's something. Any money at all coming from the board of trade, because all these big numbers, they're the ones, it's the local businesses that reap the rewards. Any amount at all?
I'm not aware of the Board of Trade. I know that they
I
were.
don't think they give money.
I don't know. I know they. Yeah, but they, like I said, they were going to go and approach the town as well. And the province, they spoke very highly about, community culture and heritage. They've been really good for them and working with them. And, I think it's, if we give them more money now, they got to know that they can't keep coming back, and this can't be a continuous event. But the thing of it is, well, the thing is, other communities around this province would die to have that type of event in their backyard.
You're right.
None of it keeps costing the taxpayer.
No.
I would be a lot more. I'd be a lot quicker to be giving out money if I could see how much the local business community is.
Well, we have no way of knowing that tonight. No.
So
There are businesses that help sponsor the event throughout the year too, and some pretty big ones. But right now they're trying to get things going again, and they needed some extra money to get them moving on it. They're to the point right now where they need to bring back the staff person, because they're at that time of year when they got to start getting to work on this stuff, and that's why they're in the position that they're in. Matt, and then George.
No, I don't, I'm the same way. I don't want to keep throwing money at it, but at the same time, it's a big thing in our community. I think the last couple of years they've had, a rain weekend, and they've had last year, if I remember, it was kind of cold.
Sunday was bad.
I mean, it's just they've had some bad luck. Hopefully this year we have some nice sunny weather. I don't know. I mean, Labor Day is the kind of weekend to have it. I don't know if they try pushing it back a weekend. I think they have to do the Labor Day, but really, hopefully they get some nice weather this year, and they're not in this position next year again, and hopefully some volunteers will step up and, give them some help and maybe come up with a few different ideas. I think they're all doing a great job. They just might tweak it a bit, and they need some more volunteers. People getting burned out. That would help.
The volunteers is a problem everywhere. The average age range is 60 what? People get older, tired, there's less of them.
It is a volunteer board that they do have,
Yep.
and this year financial issue's been hard on them as a board, and on how to address it and how to deal with trying to get everything paid. George, you had a question?
$3,500 is a lot of money, but is that going to be enough with the other contributions from the government to kind of get them out of the hole and get them going, or is it just enough to kind of
Stop.
Yeah, or make them spin a little bit, but then still find themselves with a huge hold upon it.
They didn't put a number out to it. They were, I think they were kind of hoping to get 10,000 between the town and the municipality, but they also are conscious of the fact that this is the end of the budget year, and there's, not necessarily going to be everything available that they would like. So if we did contribute $3,500, that would be, I think, quite well appreciated on their part.
The government then would match that with $3,500.
That's what we were told at the meeting.
Yeah, so it would be like 7,000, so they're looking for 10.
Well, they're almost got it.
But they might be hoping 10, and that 10 to make them money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they wanted, but I mean, we have to live within our means too, so.
I know.
The feasible study, have they ever taken that to federal level? Did they take that to college for any money, or maybe try to get? We got something from the province and getting something from us, the town. Is there?
Only through ACOA, and that they don't provide that type of funding.
No,
Years ago, they got money from the federal government to get bleachers and they had electrical outlets popped up downtown. They've gotten money that way. And the province has come up with extra another 20. And then they committed, I think, for 3 years to 20, and then came up with an extra 10 at the last minute. So the province is helping, they're putting more money in as well because of this. Just like you say, I think it was directly related to the weather. They pared down their budget for next year. They've had to do that in order to get the extra money from the province. So they're maybe like having it one day less, like not starting the vendors today, like have less entertainment. They spend a lot of money on entertainment. And then things like all the costs are going up. Like porta potties are like $20,000. So the costs are going up, and they're just not getting matching dollars.
Maybe we have to raise the prices.
It's very low.
$10 is not very much.
I know that.
The who and cry.
$60 in the States for the comparable motorbike rides.
I know. Last year they increased the vendor's fees quite a bit.
That hurt them.
Well, it didn't, it didn't. They say it didn't.
The vendors were telling me they weren't coming back.
Well,
That's what it cost.
and that may happen, but when I talked to them about it, they didn't feel that it was going to be a negative impact on them. They had a few vendors that didn't stay. They got when they found out what the cost was going to be. But, you know, the thing is though with the vendors, they come in here from out of town. They don't pay taxes. They don't do anything. They don't.
But they pay big dollars.
I know the money goes to help run the rally.
Yeah, I don't mind.
But what I'm trying to get to is that they're not the local businesses that are actually getting any benefit out of it. They're bringing in 100 vendors.
Some of them are, like for example, they had
See, the cotton candy out there, the cotton candy.
Well, George goes.
Yeah.
George does.
Yeah.
Just cost it down.
My action was done, they revamped their whole
Structure.
schedule or structure, and mine went from 500 down to 400.
Oh.
So it's both ways, and I think the smaller ones are the more likely ones to be around here.
How many venues do you get in the summer that you see 68,000 people?
Not too many.
$400. Question.
How many other places you been to?
Okay,
No, the weather
question.
was definitely last summer was,
I
you
know
can't
all
kind of gauge last summer was the worst summer I had in 10 years. It was just absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So that's when I went back again.
Smart man. CFO.
Is there anything else on that? Not? All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Thank you.
Alright, that was a rough one, man.
Well, no, it should have been.
It always is.
So we just spent all the money.
You can't throw money in, but what an incredible investment at the same time for the amount of people you get. It actually slows down work a bit down my end, as the tourists go check that out instead of the whales and the nature.
The next thing on the agenda is the appreciation dinner event for first responders. We've got a letter on this. Employment and Opportunities Partnership. We're very proud to be part of an upcoming appreciation dinner event for the first responders in Digby County, Annapolis County, and Municipality of Clare.
I have a couple questions.
Yep.
Who are the first responders and where do the proceeds go to?
Is it the ambulance people or is it the guys?
First responders are the guys with the fire departments that provide first responder service. Not all departments do it.
Sure?
They do in the Highlands.
I was under the impression when I heard about this, it was for the paramedics, the first responders. They're the first responders.
Yeah.
I'm just saying when I heard it work. I'm not saying it is. But there was no talk about the firemen.
I thought
I
the same
thought those
thing.
first responders at the fire, some of the firemen were first responders.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
but I would say you'd have to check
You'd have
that,
to
because
check
I was
that.
under the impression it was for the paramedics.
What's the date on that?
When I say paramedics.
They want to know by April something, but all I'm saying is, and I don't know, you'd have to check with Debbie Cook, but I was under the impression it was just for the paramedics.
It's fairly expensive too, if I remember correctly.
No, it just says here, whatever you're able to do to assist in this great event will be greatly appreciated.
I'd like to have that checked out and see exactly who they're talking about. Are they talking about like Lori Thurber in the fire department of Freeport, or are they talking about the emergency
Okay. So would you like to have this deferred until the next meeting?
I wouldn't mind.
Till council?
Motion to defer?
You've made a motion to defer. Do we have a seconder? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll get you more information on that. There's nothing under correspondence, there's no in camera, so the next thing on the agenda is adjournment. All in favor?
Aye.
Approved.
Oh my God.